just lighting myself up.
This is how actress Tati Gabrielle says she's freeing herself from Hollywood's beauty bias.
I'm not a barber.
The 28-year-old, known for films and TV shows like Netflix's Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, says she made the decision to take clippers to her crown after years of bad experiences on sets. Your appearance is not something you want to be worried about, right?
When I first did Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix, I get to set for our sort of pre-production and things, and the woman that they had assigned to do my hair, she's not able to. It came down to, oh, okay, well, I'll do the front and you do the back.
But going above and beyond came with a price.
They didn't work it into my time schedule, so I had to do it at home and then come to set. So if my call time was 4 a.m., I was up at 1:30.
She's one of many high-profile actors of color saying there are hairstylists in Hollywood that lack knowledge about black hair, and that sets them up to fail. Bring It On icon Gabrielle Union famously keeping it real.
I'm a black actress and producer in Hollywood. Of course I have to put my glam team in my contract because...
Stories of hair nightmares popping up in headlines and on social media feeds.
I thought we were doing better in Hollywood because somebody has some explaining to do in the hair and wardrobe department.
There are so many layers, and somebody can just say, well, it's just hair.
It just comes down to that for me to ask for equal treatment, and I have somebody that can do my hair and makeup properly, like, shouldn't immediately be me being a diva and me being like an angry black woman.
Stubborn mutt.
I watched back the first episode of my character in Sabrina. You can see the back of my head and it looks wild. I talked to my producer and was like, hey, how about we just shave my head to just end the problem?
Now, momentum for change in Hollywood and beyond. SAG-AFTRA, the Actors Union, and Hollywood studios negotiating a new contract at the end of last year. For the first time ever, inking clauses for equity and inclusion in hair and makeup into the deal. Now, with so much at stake, advocates for diversity waiting to see how the contract plays out in real life. How does it feel to know that as a black woman, in order to get equal treatment, it has to be written in a contract?
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's so ridiculous. I have to put it in writing? Like, are you kidding?
Under the new deal, actors can ask for any hair and makeup needs, including appropriate hair and makeup products. And if production can't do that, the actor is reimbursed for obtaining services and compensated for time.
Creating enough noise eventually led to us having codified language within our theatrical and our commercial contracts.
Tiffany Yvonne Cox stars in the Hulu series Reasonable Doubt, a black legal drama executive produced in part by Kerry Washington.
Live your life and have fun in the sun.
Her research was key to help SAG negotiate for change in the latest round of contracts for the multitude of black, mixed race, and ethnic actors with African roots and ancestry.
I asked friends to anonymously share with me the stories that they had from their experiences on set. Little did I know I would end up with a significantly thick packet of stories. And that went from the A-list down to the person who has one line in a show.
The actress says these stories are so harmful because they are rooted in Hollywood's not so inclusive past.
I think it's a lack of education, and I also think it's a lack of awareness. But I am going to call a spade a spade. There is a level of racism that's within there that has unfortunately been institutionalized when it comes to this conversation.
But Cox pointing out that background actors, typically those without speaking roles, are not included in the Hollywood agreement.
So it's absolutely painful to know that some of us get it, but some of us don't. Everybody deserves to have equal treatment.
Cox is now advocating for nationwide action and says progress is already being made. In the past several weeks, lawmakers renewing efforts to turn the Crown Act, which makes race-based hair discrimination illegal, into a federal law after it failed votes in the Senate twice in 2019 and 2022. Connecticut and Minnesota joining New York in passing laws requiring cosmetology students to learn to style all hair textures. Bills in New Jersey and California are pending.
Not every story that I'm telling as a hairstylist and designer speaks to me. and my experience. I don't come from the same place that the person next to me comes from.
Barry Lee Moe has been J-Lo's hairstylist and was the Emmy Award-winning department head on FX's Pose, a show that thrived off its wigs, its bold glamour, and diverse cast. He says the reaction from colleagues to the new contract have been mixed.
When I heard that the reaction to these clauses was somewhat negative from some people, thinking that it was trying to control the way that they hired their teams or to control the way they do business, it felt very strange to me. Why wouldn't you want every single person that steps into your trailer to be treated fairly and to have their hair and makeup looked after by professionals that are supposed to be leaders in their field?
For myself, I can't just be like a one-trick pony. I can't just only do textured hair, otherwise I wouldn't have a career.
Hollywood hairstylist Porshana Mosley, who's the head of the hair department for Criminal Minds, the hit police drama, and has spoken on diversity panels, was eager to lead the charge and immediately work the new contract into her routine.
Those consultations with the actors look like just me simply shooting a text, just getting their availability so we can actually come in person and do a test. A series of styles. That way we give options for the actor and then also the producer. Some of my colleagues trying to find a place like this is like finding a needle in a haystack.
And Mosley says there's a greater prize.
Curly and kinky textures on network TV. Sometimes we're asked to tone it down simply because the higher-ups feel like it's too much.
The potential for more authentic representation of people of color on screen. So far, seen mostly on a handful of top studio shows, like Issa Rae's Insecure and ABC's Blackish, with braids, cornrows, and twist-outs.
There are multiple conversations. There's panels happening all the time about kinky textures and seeing just like kinky straight hair on TV now.
For Tati Gabrielle, the actress cast in the modern Sabrina.
Come along.
Rebooted from the late 90s version that had a mostly white ensemble.
We did it! All right!
Equity still feels far away, but she is challenging Hollywood to speed up the change.
I am hopeful, but unfortunately very skeptical. Artists of color are not going away. There's only going to be more of us. So in regards to the contract, I'm really hoping that they adhere to what they're saying.
ABC News reached out to the team behind the chilling adventures of Sabrina, and they have not provided comment.
Do you ever become fearful of, like, speaking up and thinking, well, what if somebody doesn't want to hire me?
At times, yes, but at the same time, no, because if not, then what am I here for?